Well, there are reasons to go Kaiserbund in that it gets rid of the really, really bad national spirit, which is to do with having that area. Oh yeah, colonial upkeep. 15% consumer goods factories is harsh, and if they do Kaiserbund, then that goes away. There was an update today, yes. That's why I'm playing as Portugal, because they actually have a focus tree now, and quite a bloody impressive one. Mark Leek has declared war on Mongolia, so that's kicking off already. Did Mongolia get their alliance with Tibet? I would assume so, yes. I'd like to see Mongolia beating the Mark Leek more frequently. They seem to have been nerfed a bit. Which is unfortunate for them. And we have aeroplanes. Arab Congress, cool. How many planes? 25 tactical bombers. Do we have any special techs for fighters? Fighters are pretty decent. Cruisers are pretty decent. Max range, max fire range, and firepower. Ooh. Destroyer, small ship manufacturer. So actually, destroyers can be cheaper and better firepower, but I think I'd actually go for the cruiser manufacturer and the fighter manufacturer. Do we have any resource? We are the king of tungsten. Oh yeah, we are definitely going superior firepower. I totally forgot about that. We are the king of tungsten. Which means we can have all of the artillery. I made a really good choice without even realising. Yes! Totally intended that. Alright, so now we can get the industrial investment, although it's still fairly early in the year, so I don't think we need to. Oh, and there's also an industry research bonus there. Let's begin the recovery effort to reduce the potency of Black Monday. Black Monday has devastated our economy in a way worse than the crisis of 26, and our markets are devastated for the lack of buyers for our merchandise. A substantial effort will be needed to counteract its effects. Make it happen. I'm getting a good feeling from Portugal so far. I have a feeling I'm going to really like them. Especially as they're so naval focused. Mediterranean Economic Bloc. Javier de Bourbon Palma, leader of the Carlist line of the Spanish royal family, has decided to do something to fight the economic crisis currently hurting much of Europe. His idea is to form a Mediterranean Economic Bloc to combat the situation together. Surely, his has further plans as well. Yeah, I'll accept that. Production efficiency cap, factory output increase. And opinion with Kingdom of Spain increased. Yeah, absolutely. I hope Spanish Civil War will be interferable by event. Well, actually, if the Carlists look like they're winning, I might well try and support them. Revolution Siam. Revolution Siam. That's something I should have paid attention to, because Siam has a lot of new stuff. They're one of the ones that has a really impressive new focus tree. Definitely going to have to try out Siam one of these days. They're one of the new ones. Like, this is Russia levels of looking cool. So what was I saying? Right, I'm going to try and support the Carlists, I think. Because if we can get into the Mediterranean bloc, because it's us, the Carlists, and French Republic. And that would be kind of cool. I think I'd prefer to be a member of that group than the Entente. The Entente kind of failed us last time. Basic machine tools, complete. Right, so this is where we need to make a decision as to whether we want to go dispersed industry or concentrated. Now, in the legation cities, we went dispersed because we were getting massive bonuses to production efficiency anyway. We don't have that so much here. I mean, we have some bonuses, but nowhere near as many. I think it was like just a flat plus 20% or something crazy. Where was it? It was one of these. Factory output, construction speed. So, no. We're going full on output, which means concentrated. Just make sure our factories on their own are more effective. I like to at least pretend I'm making a decision there. We still have a civilian economy, and we still don't have free trade. I'm very tempted to go for free trade, because we could make a lot of money out, or a lot of resources out of the tungsten. We don't have that many other resources. Although, that's only 5%. I think I'd rather wait for partial mobilization to become available. We're going free trade. I want the research time, and I want the factory output, which I've said already, and the construction speed. Most importantly, the construction speed. Free trade it is. Does factory output affect civil factories? No, only military. My desk keeps on creaking. Let me see if I can fix that. Done. Alright, so we are doing the recovery. Political power is actually going down. I thought we were going up. Right, because we lost our popularity. Okay. We still don't have that. Are we able to train any more troops yet? No. Would be the simple answer. So it's basically the same as efficiency cap. Yes, except you don't need to build up to it. It's just a flat bonus to your production output. Construction 1. Socialist state of Siam has declared war on the Kingdom of Siam. Interesting. Alright, so we have even more construction speed, which is awesome. We're not going to bother with the excavation just yet. We should totally be getting the research, though. How did I forget to get the research? Ugh. That's like... It's basically automatic. That one, and that one. Done. Wow, I suck. Black Monday has devastated our economy in a way worse than the crisis. Oh, I read that one already. Let's go over here. So the Regulo regiment would give us some more troops in Africa to help fight against Middle Africa. That one we can only get if we're actually at war with them. I mean, we can get them later. Africa takes a long time to fall, so I'm not that concerned. That is more military factories, which would be very nice. That's also pretty potent, though. More factory output, less consumer goods factories required. That's only one civilian factory. That's 2 civilian factories. That's the better option. Alright, let's go for a focus shift. We need not to make our factories now, but to make the ones we already have work faster and better with all resources at our disposal. Does Africa have more resources? Unfortunately not, no. While the Siamese revolution itself was successful, oh dear, that looks bugged, its political implication is an absolute mess from the yellow cover dossier affair, which the old royalist side used that... From the yellow cover dossier affair, which the old royalist side uses that to build up a red scare against the parliamentarians. While Army Chief Luang Pibusongkram himself declared his allegiance towards the king, Paria Song Suradet and some naval commanders organised an armed mutiny in southern and eastern region of the country, proclaiming themselves as the Kana Pokpong Prashipastai, the Democracy Protection Party, and marched towards Bangkok. This prompted a... Wow, they really need to do some editing here. This prompted a quick government reaction which engulfed the whole nation with flames of Siamese civil war. Having worked as a writer in mod teams, I know the importance of having decent editors. So Siam is in fact still embroiled in the civil war. It hasn't ended yet. That was basically just telling us about the kickoff. So the Kingdom of Siam has 30 divisions and some industry. You have slightly less divisions and no industry. So if the socialist state is able to act quickly enough, then they could potentially win, but the Kingdom of Siam, the longer it goes on, the more likely they are to win. The longer you leave Africa alone, the more they'll improve their resources and industry for you to take over. That is true. That is very true, actually. Make a big tank army. Actually, Portugal's not that suited to a tank army, simply because their companies for tanks are kind of rubbish. They're much better at artillery, so we're going superior firepower. A chance for mischief in our rightful territories. There is a great opportunity for us to cause instability in Middle Africa by arming angry displaced natives who live in camps in Mozambique. The more unstable Middle Africa is, the better chance we have to retake our rightful territories, shown in the pink map. Arm them with as much as we can. Let's do this. Plus, Portugal has all the tungsten, which actually would be good for building medium tanks, because medium tanks are tungsten heavy, if I recall correctly. I do. Yeah, these use chromium. We could go medium tanks and artillery, but that wouldn't be available until 39 anyway, so I'm just going to focus artillery for now. I mean, we could use a couple of smaller tank divisions to get breakthroughs, but the main fighting force would be the artillery groups. Plus, manpower is going to be a bit of an issue. I mean, honestly, our template is probably going to look something, at least initially, like that. With this doubled for the 40 combat width when we get to that stage. How does that not increase the amount of artillery required? Clearly it does. Oh, it's because we don't have any divisions which actually have this yet. Right. Can I upgrade them yet? Yes. So we have 1 unit of guards. Go ahead and train them. Shouldn't take you long. What is the pink map? I have no idea. It has not explained this. So once we have the focus shift, then we can get through the partial recovery. Then we start getting more factories. Concentrated Industry 1. Excellent. It is still 36, so we cannot get the next one yet. We unfortunately lagged behind getting those, which sucks. We could start working on a new cruiser. I'd quite like to get a fleet of light cruisers in, rather than the destroyers, because they're just much more effective. Or else better artillery. Or motorized, so that we can get field hospitals, because we don't have much manpower, and that's going to be a continuing problem. Let's upgrade the artillery, seeing as we're going to be focusing that. So what I'm kind of gambling is that we can get as much of this industry done as possible, then we can go for the Regio Marina stuff while we're fighting. The end of American democracy. Surprising news has arrived from the United States of America today. President Herbert Hoover, whose administration has proven to be incapable of stabilizing the divided country and calming down the CSA and AFP militants. That needs to be renamed to AUS. Actually, no, it is the American First Party, because that is the political arm, not the actual nation. Never mind. The Big Map is basically a document drawn up during the scramble for Africa, which said Portugal laid claim to the land corridor between the colonies on both sides of Africa, but the British opposed it, and the British won. A focus shift. Alright, let's grab the civilian goods industry. We need to remedy, at least to some degree, our dependency on foreign industrial goods, especially at the basic needs of our economy, such as ... I don't know what it says, such as what? Oh, I guess it's just flavour. Riots and protests at Rangoon University. Dissatisfaction with the lack of popular involvement in government has sparked some of the greatest demonstrations in Burma since their independence in 1926. Oh dear. Do we have any other planes? No, we don't. Could really do with improving the amount of artillery we produce. Well, I guess it will be going up. Plus, we do have a shortage of steel, but I don't really want to spend some of my very valuable consumer factories on that right now. I mean, we will be increasing the number we have. We're building one more in Lisbon, and also we are investing in some more factories. Baltic Duchy has declared war on Estonia. Latvia has declared war on Baltic Duchy. Superior firepower has been completed, as has electronic mechanical engineering. Alright, let's grab this one, which gives us more organization for our leg infantry. Very useful. And also mechanical computing. And then once interwar artillery is finished, we should be able to get some more of the industrial ones. Oh, and this leads us to the research. I wasn't even looking at that, but awesome. That'll be actually really helpful. There is a focus called Pink Map, which might explain it. Is there? The CSA has declared war on the AUS, USA on the AUS, and the USA on the CSA. Where is it? I would assume it's here somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. Pink map, there it is. Claim gained by Portugal on Zuidvoorbeksland, Nisalaland, Katanga, and Rhodesia. So it gives us more claims on more stuff. Does leg infantry basically mean infantry and commando units? Yes, it does. Second American Civil War is kicked off. Pacific States of America have declared war on the United States. Will they immediately make peace? Nope. Yes. Damn it! They did that in the other game as well. And... oh, but they were not annexed. In the legation game, the USA annexed them somehow in that peace deal. The army takes power in the Philippines. Having just achieved independence from the United States, the Philippines face today perhaps one of the most serious challenges any new country could face. Inspired by the Combined Syndicates of America and the Baratia Commune, disgruntled army officers marched on Manila to support the rebelling peasants and workers. Alright. Still getting more artillery, that's good. As our efficiency goes up, we should be producing even more and more. Civilian goods industry, excellent. So now we can get Christian austerity, or we could get industrial investments just in time for more industrial tech after this. We'll get the industrial tech first. Except that would allow me to get another focus. I mean, we can always use the industrial tech later. We'll do this. A good citizen knows what is really needed, and what isn't. Fancy clothes are not needed in times of war. Neither are all the amenities a peacetime prosperous nation. Make no mistake, the Portuguese people have the will to persevere through these trying times. Well, we're not actually at war with anyone yet, but we will be. Papal conclave, Catholic faithful in Rome breathed a sigh of relief as the Sistine Chapel's chimney billowed forth white smoke. Cardinal Pacelli has become His Holiness Pope Pius the 12th. Which one's that? That guy. So Julius is the battle pope. Stephen is the pro-monarchy pope. I guess you're the really religious pope? As odd as that sounds. You're the Unitarian Pope. I don't know which one Pius is. He's the Papal Pope. There we go. Kind of the status quo guy. Yeah, the Papal Pope. The Pope who doesn't really care about the other stuff. 32 artillery. I think that's enough for another upgrade, is it not? Oh, yeah, easy. Boom! Let's just throw you in a new unit. Train you for like a day. 2 days. The Italy game was fun. Anarcho-syndicalists achieve Italian majority. The 5th Congress of the Greater Italian Union, known as the rest of the world, the Socialist Republic of Italy, has ended with the anarcho-syndicalists led by Togliatti continuing its mandate of achieving majority in the seats of government. No Mussolini then. Disappointed! Meanwhile, we are getting more civilian factories, which means that we should be building more stuff more fast, which is cool. And Lisbon will in fact be full once we have that. Thankfully it is 80% produced there. And we need loads more infrastructure in Garda. I'm wondering if we want to focus on one of the others instead of Garda. You know what? I think we do. Let's cancel those. We're going to go with Bayer. I know that we get +1 free one, so I think I'm going to go one more in Beja. And then 2 civilian factories there, and then that will do. Latvia took 2 states. United Baltic Duchy was annexed. Then after this, military factory all the way. Into war artillery. Let's get some more construction speed, because that sounds really, really useful. German Empire has declared war on Estonia and Latvia. You woke the sleeping bear, tiger, warrior, lion thing. Does training in an army with already regular and above units spend more equipment? I mean, if Paradox was logical at all, they would code it that units in the army that get nothing from training wouldn't soak up extra resources. Yeah, they do soak up resources, which is why I'm always splitting them out. I mean, there is kind of a reason for it, because training armies is a source of experience, and sometimes you want the army experience more than anything else, especially if your templates suck. So I can kind of see why, but I wish there was like a little setting saying do not train regular units or something, like a little checkbox next to the training icon. That'd be quite nice. Alright, now Christian austerity is finished. Marvellous. Let's get the future of Portugal. As the war drums ever closer, we must prepare and be ready. Portugal may be small, but its genius and innovation led Europe in the age of prosperity it's in, until the savage Huns enslaved it. Let us ensure that, through proper funding and by picking the top minds of our most prestigious universities, such as Coimbra, we can have an edge over our enemies. I would agree with that. And we have now got Christian austerity, which means our factories and things are better. And we're out of Black Monday, so our industry should be roaring at the moment. Well, as much as an industry can be roaring while it's still in civilian economy. What do we need for partial mobilization? 15% world tension. Serbia crowns King Alexander II since the end of the Austrian occupation during the 1920s. Serbia has officially been a kingdom. They never dared to crown a king, as they were forced to keep a low profile in the light of further Austrian aggression. Peter Bojovic, the regent of Serbia for almost 2 decades and a known royalist, has now decided to restore the monarchy. Alexander II, the son of the former King Peter I, has accepted the crown and was today crowned as King of Serbia. This controversial move is likely to upset the Austrian and Bulgarian governments. Of course, Bulgaria having been on the victor's side, and Bulgaria did actually gain some territory in this update, having stolen a bit of the industrial territories from Romania. Romania is still very strong. It has a big army, but Bulgaria now just has that bit of extra industry. And Serbia also has a focus tree now, which it did not before. So Bulgaria and Serbia both have focus trees. I don't think any of the others do. I'm pretty sure Illyria doesn't. Nope. I'm pretty sure that Albania doesn't. Nope. Greece might. Nope. They're slowly building up what the Balkans have, but they're still a ways away from doing it. Romania has one though. So Romania, Serbia and Bulgaria each have one. The others don't yet. Hey, Pinkunion. And thank you very much for the follow as well. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think we can basically afford to go with the new artillery guy. So we're going to select you. We're going to go artillery. We do indeed have enough, because I keep forgetting exactly how much it costs. Oh, crap. What was that event? Oh, well. Train you. 1 day. 2 day. Done. Marvellous. Haiti declared war on the Dominican Republic. We're at 14% world tension, although that's not going to matter because we are still negative political power. Well, I guess getting the Regia Marinha is actually going to give us some political power if we go down the right way. The fall of Washington. Syndicalist militias have advanced towards and captured the symbolic capital of the United States. Okay. One thing which should also be pointed out, actually, is that the syndicates have less troops than they had previously, so they do struggle a little more in the Civil War than they have previously. For example, when I was doing the legation cities, the American Union state was actually putting up a damn good fight. It just started to buckle because the CSA was getting more foreign volunteers. A popular German motto was Gott mit uns, yeah, God with us, and I believe the British misread uns as Huns, and it became slang for the Germans in World War One. Possibly, it's also because they thought the Germans were like Attila the Hun, hence Huns. Although the Huns were actually Hungarian, hence the name, Hungarian. Okay, so how are the weapon numbers? 500. What's required to build a new unit of these dudes? We could start training them right now. You know what? Let's do it. I want to start getting a couple more divisions up and running, especially if we're going to be at war sometime soon. Research is going pretty well. That's good. Future of Portugal is almost done, and we get another technology, which will be lovely. Second International, the first Syndicalist International, held in Paris, dealt with spreading the ideology overseas, supporting Syndicalist movements and strengthening the ties between existing Syndicalist nations. And thanks to the gathering success, the Second International has been called to be held in London. Okie dokie. And done. Future of Portugal. So now we could get the bonus to industry, or we could start getting the marine things. I kind of like the idea of getting these two, because the daily political power cost would actually be pretty good, because it would mean that we're positive political power again. So yes, I'm going to grab this. Our navy, while expanded between the wars, is still not capable of properly defending our overseas provinces, or even our very coastline. Relying on allied navies may not be an option. We must act now. And technology. It is still 37, and we do not yet have these. I'm going to go with the improved machine tools, because our states are not yet full. Die Neue Volksschau arrives in Berlin. The Huns in Africa have copied our ethnological exhibition. While it may be much larger in scale than ours, it lacks any of the elevating or moral character. In fact, the whole show ranges from the crudest of racism to outright pornography, with topless dancers performing fanciful, invented courtship dances. Despite these numerous flaws, the show has taken in over 10 million attendants. There is no accounting for taste. Yes, Magyars are also Huns, or Hungarians. Another was from some speech Wilhelm II made called the Honorad, or something like that, which is called the Hun speech. And he compared the German army to Attila's, I think. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Hun thing has something to do with Attila. I don't know exactly the context there, but I'm more sure about that. Modernizing our tools and equipment. Oh, yeah, construction. Right, let's get concentrated industry, unless there is tech that we could be doing. Nope. Right, I'm happy that we have 4 slots now. And there we go. CNT FAI declared war on the Kingdom of Spain, Carlist Spain, and Kingdom of Spain. Spanish Civil War. I'm going to give this a day. Maybe 2. Maybe a bit longer. Foundation of the Belgrade Pact. Serbia, Romania and Greece, and the 3 Balkan members of the Entente, all with revanchist views of their own, have recently gathered to a common table of negotiations, and recently announced the beginning of the Belgrade Pact. Carlist uprising, there we go. Spain is collapsing into anarchy, and the Pope has declared that all good Catholics must support the Catholic Carlist cause. We should send aid at once. Publicly support the Carlists. We lose political power, which will actually drop our stability. We do send them some equipment. The Carlist Spain opinion increases. We're going to do it. We're going to send support, and also I would like to send you volunteers if I can. No, we need at least 15 divisions. We have 5. Yeah, we're not going to be able to send volunteers for quite a long time. So hopefully you don't die.